More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WIAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
And now back to the show, brought to you by your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, Robbie Gray in Flora.
Biblical worldviews, passionate political talk, and classic Southern tradition.
And it's a great day to be alive. I know the sun's still shining when I close my eyes.
You're in a good fight with Jameson Haygood.
I ain't asking nobody for nothing. If I can't get it on my own.
Serving on the front lines of the American culture war.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Via the WIAB airwaves.
Ain't dying I'm talking about. It's living.
It's the Good Fight with Jameson Haygood. Filling in for Jameson Haygood, Chip Mathews here.
And Ron Eller.
On WYAB. It's the second hour. I hope you're all bored. I'm just kidding. A beautiful day outside.
It is.
It's a beautiful day outside. And we're on the air and we're talking. And I brought up the subject of schools just to see if anybody wanted to talk about it. Because I believe that if Canton has all this extra money right now, and Madison County is an A, and that's what they're using to get the businesses to build at the super site. They use the A from Madison County to get people to build there. But Canton is getting the money because it's Canton School District. So Canton School District, we don't need more money there because we have a bad framework of people running the system. Not all of them, but some of them. And all I think is all we're going to do is send the money to Canton and it's just going to get stolen. I mean, because that's what happens to money in Canton. It disappears. Same at the county level in the supervisor's office. Money just disappears. It just whoop. And then when they lose it, they go, oh, we're looking for it.
It's that nepotism.
Well, I heard recently this. They on the $2.5 million or $2.3 million that they lost, and they've been slowly getting back because they said somebody accidentally sent out the money and this, that, and the other. Of course, nobody got fired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they've gotten some of the money back, and somebody told me recently they got it in cashier's checks. And I'm going, so somebody paid you back in a cashier's check. Is that where you keep from arresting the person that had the money? Well, I mean, what's the deal there?
Leadership and accountability.
Okay. And then the next question is this. You got a justice court up there where I guess the clerk and two other people were going to be dismissed, and the supervisors went into special session and didn't decide to dismiss them. They basically gave them vacation with pay. Mm-hmm. And so they're off with pay pending prosecution or whatever, and they're going to put the lie detector test on everybody. And they've all agreed to do that. And I'm just like, that's nuts. But that's what our county supervisors, and then we even had one supervisor, the one that I ran against in District 5, make the comment because somebody came up complaining about the neighborhood around them and some trailers that were in an area where they shouldn't be trailers and this, that, and the other. And he just said, well, if you don't like it, just move. Just move. Well, that's not the way it works. There are laws. There are rules. We don't wish to follow them. And the Democrats in Madison County that control the county, Griffin and Banks, and then the part-time Democrat, Gerald Steen. They should address this. They asked to do, and the other day, the thing on the firing of the employee, or where they were going to reprimand these employees or whatever, they put out a deal with a first, never got a second. What the hell? What the hell? Why can't you get a second on a motion to get rid of thieves? Or, I mean,
they're afraid who they might finger on the way.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They hire all these people that are in their family. They're going, I'll have to pay their way.
Yeah.
That's what
cronyism, nepotism.
Yeah. It's alive and well in Madison County. And in any other part
district.
Any other part of District 2, from the coast to the capital. And
everything west of I-55
is Benny Thompson and the corrupt government that is what it is. And then, of course, we have a situation in Canton where in the last election, you had 100, you had a little over 100 people that voted affidavit because they went to the wrong precinct. Never mind, they'd gone to that precinct a million times to vote. They said, y'all been moved. I asked the alderman, I go, when did we redraw the district lines? They said, we haven't. So how do you move a voter if you haven't redrawn the district lines? Okay. So they said, Chip, not everything's corrupt. You just need to chill out. You need to chill out. And I said, well, there's one household where the wife voted in one district and then the husband voted in another district and they live in the same house. So, and when they were checking at you got your affidavit ballots and you're getting ready to count ballots on election night. If you didn't vote in the proper district, they threw your vote out because you got to vote where you live. So if you manipulate a couple of hundred people,
you can change a vote.
Yeah, you're changing the vote. You're changing the vote of the alderman race because there were some aldermen that lost that have been in office forever. And, it's a good thing and a bad thing. But one of them in particular, when he lost, I just sat there and I went, what are you going to do about it? Oh, I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm just like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not going to worry about it? I mean, you put your name on the ballot to run, but I mean, they all had to go through 11 trials last time to get a Democratic challenger to come up against me and delayed the Republican election by, I guess, about a month and a half of getting the ballot out. We ain't playing that this time. We're not playing that this time. We're going to, if y'all don't have people on time, we're going to have the ballot out on time. I will make sure of it because I've learned a lot. Every time you corrupt me, I'm going to learn something else. You can't, we got case law now on how it goes. So all we got to do is go, this is this. But we're breaking it down. We're breaking it down. All the corruption. We're getting to it.
Well, that's why we're here on The Good Fight.
But what's going on there is the lawyer on the other side is representing the Camellia Walker, and that's the person they want to be the mayor, the law firm, because the law firm includes some people that are senators and House of Representatives and former senators and House of Representatives from Canton. And they want Camellia Walker to win. They also went to the Democratic committee when they didn't want to put her on the ballot for what I don't know why they didn't want to put her on the ballot, but they weren't going to let her be on the ballot. They threatened to sue each and every member on the board to get her on the ballot. Then, on top of all of that, their goal is to make sure that their candidate wins, the one that worked in the Canton school system and changed all the grades to get us from an F to a C. And has been suspended from teaching school for 10 years. So in the meantime, they're going to reward her for that by giving her, helping her become the mayor of Canton. I mean,
it's stuff that it would make a great novel. This should not be our real life situation.
Look, if I started writing books about Canton corruption, I would be bigger than John Grisham.
Yeah.
Problem is I can't read and write because I came from Canton because somebody changed my test score. Okay, we're going to talk about test scores and this, that, and the other on the other side of the break right here on WYAB. I am Chip Mathews. He is Ron Eller, and we both seek public office on a regular basis. So when you see our names on a ballot, vote for us.
Hoorah.
See our names on a ballot, vote for us. Hoorah.
1039 WYAB. Eating at a seafood buffet is a classic Southern tradition, but finding one with fresh, delicious food is hard to do. Well, I found a seafood buffet where everything tastes good. It's Four Corners Steak and Seafood, but it's not just fresh catches from the sea. Come in for perfectly cooked ribeyes, sirloins, and chops from the grill. Make it a routine to stop in before or after the big game. Open for dinner Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays at 4:30. That's Four Corners Steak and Seafood, right off Highway 25 on the way to Starkville. Let's go.
An American home just doesn't seem complete without that flag hanging from the pole on the porch. And where do you get that flag? In Jackson, it's at a complete flag source. I-55 North. You'll find U.S. and Mississippi flags in all sizes. And yes, that new Mississippi flag is available along with international flags and all state and territorial flags. They can build your flagpole and repair that ragged old flag. It's at CompleteFlags.com. That's CompleteFlags.com.
Efficient and trouble-free payroll processing is crucial to a business's success, and a lot of businesses are struggling with it. PeopleLease, a local payroll provider, not only offers top-of-the-line software, but also provides on-demand payroll support services. With PeopleLease, you're never on your own at every step of your payroll process. PeopleLease has the expertise in managing payroll challenges and will work hard to understand your business and employees. That's what makes PeopleLease the perfect choice for you and your business. Learn more online at peoplelease.com.
Hi, this is Lee Atkins for Home Care Plus Medical in Ridgeland, announcing our Mother and Father's Day sale beginning April 2nd. All Pride lift chairs will be $300 to $500 off suggested retail pricing as our Atlanta Braves fan special. So come in, mention you're looking for the Braves special, and we will help you select the best lift chair for you or your loved one. That's right, the Pride lift chair, $300 to $500 off MSRP. Many other items are on special pricing right now as well. So come see us at Home Care Plus Medical in Ridgeland.
How would you like a new eyeglass frame for just $50? Bruce has an inventory conundrum and he needs your help. This will be to your benefit. You can get some sweet pricing on frontline frames that are simply out of warranty. These are men's, ladies, and kids frames, and they can be yours for just $50 from now till the end of April. These are great for spare pairs and sunglasses too. Come get yours while they last at iGear Optical, 2630 Highway 80 East in Pearl, and on the web at iGearOptical.com.
Tri-County Tree Service, the Jackson Metro's premier company to handle all of your tree service needs. Russ Borland and his team specialize in large tree, low-impact removal. Tri-County Tree Service has the right equipment to safely handle the most technical trim jobs or tree removals. Storm damage can happen year-round, so let them clean it up and they'll deal with your insurance claim. Tri-County Tree Service, by phone at 601-TREE-GUY or online at tricotreeservice.com. That's tricotreeservice.com.
Doctor, the AC doctor, what's your diagnosis? My whole house was hot as a fever. Now my house frozen, cause my air condition's so. Doctor, my AC's broken. Doctor, the AC doctor, heal my house, bless my soul.
The AC Doctors is your one-stop provider for air conditioning and heating installation, service, and repair. Contact us for money-saving repairs and lower energy bills.
Doctor, the AC doctor, heal my house, bless my soul.
Google the AC Doctors and get some relief today. TheACDR.com.
I got a ball and chain. I even gave her my last name. She's my anchor. She takes the wind out of my sails. Can't move my trailer cause she sold the wheel. She's my plus one. You can do the math. Top to bottom, there's no better half.
Okay, we're back here on the Jameson Hey Good Show. I am Chip Mathews. He is Ron Eller. And we're going to fight this good fight till 12 noon today. If you got something on your mind you want to talk to us, what's that telephone number there, Ron?
601-879-0002. That's 0002.
Okay. Bunch of zeros in a two, huh?
Uh-huh.
87 triple.
879.
And we're And we're the triple threat right here on the radio. Yes, sir.
Cool.
Okay. So, special session coming up. The governor's got to announce it for them to get the budget, and he says he's going to add some other things in. I think we need to call the Capitol and talk to the governor. No, you would call the governor's mansion, right? To talk to the governor. Call him and say, why don't you put the ballot initiative on the special session?
Yep.
I think the ballot initiative is more important than anything else they come up with, because the people need their voice back. The people need to have a right to be a part of the government. And other than just saying, well, they have a right every 4 years. No, we need a right every year, all the time.
It is a government for the people, by the people.
You know, and the politicians just feel like they own it all. And it's just, you know, the Democrat politicians call out racists and spew hate. The Republican rhinos just keep their mouths shut and vote any way they want and say, that's the way everybody wanted to vote.
Mm-hmm. Well, you look at some of the things the Democrats are doing, like this bill that they just announced, the Luigi Mangione Act.
Right.
Now, I like the idea of holding insurance companies accountable,
Right.
but to name the bill after the guy that goes out and murders a man,
That's
I
wrong.
mean, that is just inciting more violence.
And
We're
more-
glorifying a man who is a criminal.
And look, I'm going to tell you what, you're never going to hold the insurance companies accountable. That's just not. Look, I have been in a fight with an insurance company for 15 years over a fire in Memphis, Tennessee at a recording studio. And we won and still lost. And we're still fighting the fight because they think they said, we don't believe what everybody else said. We believe this. And I mean, the studio caught on fire. It's the old House of Blues recording studio. And all of the equipment in the building was safe. The studio, it was just inside one part of the studio, and each room in the studio is glassed up to where it's quiet. And this is the studio where Wooly Bully and Stevie Ray Vaughan, everybody recorded there, Elvis. But and a buddy of mine owns it, and I've been helping him with the lawsuit. And the thing is, they went in there and they sprayed all the equipment for some reason with a fire retardant after the fire 2 days later. Then they stole the equipment after they realized they made a mistake and carried all the equipment out of the building to Florida. So that put it in federal court rather than in state court. And they own the judges in the federal court system. And, you know, federal court, I don't like y'all. I don't like it. Y'all not telling the right. Y'all not telling the right. Jury rewarded money. I don't want to give it to y'all. Whatever. We'll keep fighting the
Yes,
good
sir.
fight. Yeah. In insurance companies, you know, basically the big ones, they sit there and they pay off these people and those people and these people, and they own the government. The insurance companies own the government, just like insurance companies own the pharmaceuticals. And the farmers back and forth. I mean, they're
in cahoots.
It's a cahoot thing that's got to be dropped. And I mean, Trump is planning to get to these things, but he's got to fix the bottom part. The system is screwed, and you got to start at the bottom and work your way up. And first thing we got to do is these elected fools who think that they are experts on every subject, just like radio hosts do. They're really not. And they don't know. And they go there and basically you vote for right or wrong, good or bad.
It's not about red versus blue, white versus black. It's about doing the business of the government for the American people.
And you represent the people from your district, your people.
Correct.
And then you become mayor of Canton, you represent the people from Canton and try to make their life better.
And when I beat Benny, I will represent all of the 2nd Congressional District and Mississippi.
Well, yeah, because you'll have half the state.
Well, yeah.
Thanks to Delbert. You know, and I saw recently that they did redo some judicial districts, and I have not seen those lines.
I haven't seen them either.
And I'm like, y'all got that done and you couldn't get a budget done? And I needed to look at those districts, because if they do that, screw up Madison County and throw us in with Yazoo City, that's another downfall. I don't understand why Delbert wants to destroy Mississippi. I don't understand that. Let's go to the phone, see what we got going on here on WYAB. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Okay, you only get one.
All right, so I'll make it a good one.
Okay.
What is it going to take to get Delbert Hoseman and some of these other hosers to start drawing their retirement?
What it's going to take?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, everybody says you can vote somebody out every 4 years, but as long as you can cheat the system, you can stay there forever. And
but we've also got to have more people putting their hat in the ring to run.
That's true.
That's very true. You think I should run for lieutenant governor?
Well, I think somebody ought to run for lieutenant governor. It wouldn't bother me if it was Ron.
I think that other radio host in town is thinking about doing it that works at this shift.
Well, they need to quit thinking about it, talking about it, and just do it.
I get tired of people that talk about doing it and then don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is Ron did it.
Yep.
And I'm
it's
still in that fight.
Way past time for that hoser to go to the retirement home. Not Ron.
Right.
But who he's running against.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Yes, he needs to go. But, sooner or later, if Trump gets his way, he'll have a retirement home, government housing, and he'll be there in his stripes.
Free clothing.
Maybe he'll have to work in the cafeteria or the laundry room.
Wouldn't that be funny to go? I might have to commit a crime to go to jail to see Benny Thompson dipping.
No, what they do is they start sending people like that to federal prison, and then the federal prison can charge a visitor's fee with, put bulletproof glass in to come by and watch them work.
That would even be better. They could charge. And look, if we could get Benny to come in, I would say, Benny, I need you to cut all the grass on 49. Get out there.
I mean, that would be as good as going to Disney World.
Oh yeah. We'd be everybody in Mississippi. We could do all our vacations here in Mississippi.
My wife talks about this when I joined the military back in the 70s. The first time she came to Fort Jackson, when she rolled through the gate with her parents and stuff. The young soldiers out there with swing blades cutting the grass. And she's like, I didn't even see anything. They were just swinging the blade. There was nothing there. But, that's the way it is.
I got another good one we could get for Benny.
Okay, what's that?
To leasing to the crawfish farmers in Louisiana and get him to crawl out there and with a net and do it instead of from a boat. I'd pay to watch that.
So net them.
Mm-hmm.
I got that. That'd be good. I'd get a kick out of that too. And
y'all roll on.
Thank you very much for calling. Oh yeah, and once again, there's plenty of work here in Mississippi, and plenty of work in Louisiana. And if you could put Benny Thompson in one of those places to go watch, it'd be great. People to go watch, and then we could take the two Mississippi museums and build a third museum of just the criminal politicians of Mississippi and put them all in one building.
Well, we could maybe partner with Louisiana on that.
Yeah, we could.
The Huey P. Long.
Huey P. Long and the Edwin Edwards swing,
and
which he had money in the Isle of Capri.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been over to the Louisiana state capitol? I know you've been to the Mississippi one many times like myself. Over there in Louisiana, they still have the bullet holes from the machine gun fire and things that you can see.
There are bullet holes all over Mississippi.
I can't say I noticed any in our capital.
Well, not in our capital. We have some in Canton. We also have some up in Oxford, right there at the Lyceum.
Mm-hmm.
And this, that, and the other. I need to call my buddy James Meredith, get him to come on with us one day here on the radio. He and I talk all the time, and he always tells me it wasn't about civil rights. It was about equal rights.
Mm-hmm.
And I think of him walking from Memphis to down here to Jackson to the Capitol, and he got shot, and this, that, and the other. But everybody goes, well, that's not that rough of a ride. He walked 55 wasn't there.
That's a long ways. He probably came down
Highway 50. He came down Highway 51. There's places where you're jumping in water if you want to
you're
get
coming through Rolling Fork and
and you come through Pickens and Goodman and Grenada, and then
Cleveland.
Yeah. No, you don't go through Cleveland. That's 61.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We're doing 51. You know. So anyway, let's take a break. We'll be back here on the Good Fight with Jameson Haygood. I am Chip Matthews. He is Ron Eller. Be right back.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Looking to boost productivity and morale in the office? Let Huey Magoo's bring a delicious stress-free lunch right to your workplace. Perfect for team meetings, client presentations, or just a midday pick-me-up. Hand-breaded and grilled tenders, sandwiches, and salads. They make it easy. Just pick your favorites, and they'll deliver everything right to your office. On time, no fuss, no hassle. Whether it's a working lunch, team celebration, or just because, let Huey Magoo's handle the meal, and you handle the business. Huey Magoo's. Make someone smile today.
Your pie and Gluckstadt is adding to the family. No, not like that. It's the new Pizza Shop sandwiches, like the Italian featuring pepperoni, ham, bacon, black olives, feta, mozzarella, red onion, and that secret ingredient,
oregano. You mix in something called oregano. Oh, oregano.
Some tasty chicken creations, too, like the chicken bacon ranch served with house-made jalapeno ranch. And as always, express your inner pizza, too. Your pie Gluckstadt across from Germantown High School.
CBS News brief. Financial exchanges are down 5 to 6% as jitters over tariff policy and the economy have investors selling. Asia correspondent Anna Corin says it follows yesterday's big market bounce back.
While markets have recovered some ground, volatility remains elevated and is likely to stay that way until the U.S. and China begin to take steps forward towards finding some sort of resolution.
The White House says the tariff rate against China is 145%. The government says consumer prices rose 2.4% last month over 1 year ago.
This doesn't include the majority of these tariff impacts. That's going to be over the next few months.
That's CBS's Kelly O'Grady. By a slim margin, House Republicans have passed a budget framework. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer.
House Republicans plowed ahead on a morally and financially bankrupt plan to gut Medicaid while cutting taxes for billionaires.
CBS News Brief. I'm Steve Kathan.
Get the jump on the season at the #1 stop for all your boating and custom water sports needs, Smith Marine. Crest Pontoons are here. Come experience luxury and style with a 90-day, no payment, no interest financing option with approved credit. Plus a 1-year Seato membership, free cover, free Bimini top, and free inflatable tube. And these crests are pre-rigged with Suzuki motors and Suzuki's industry best warranty. Smith Marine also buys quality pre-owned boats with consignments and trade-ins. On the res in Ridgeland and at smithmarinesales.com.
Tri-County Tree Service, the Jackson Metro's premier company to handle all of your tree service needs. Russ Borland and his team specialize in large tree, low-impact removal. Tri-County Tree Service has the right equipment to safely handle the most technical trim jobs or tree removals. Storm damage can happen year-round, so let them clean it up and they'll deal with your insurance claim. Tri-County Tree Service, by phone at 601-TREE-GUY or online at tricotreeservice.com. That's tricotreeservice.com.
If you volunteer in your community, you understand what it means to serve others. At Farm Bureau Insurance, our agents serve Mississippi by helping folks like you protect what's important, not just your prized possessions, but the happiness and well-being of your family. Farm Bureau Insurance is headquartered right here in Mississippi with local agents in your community.
Ask me, Robbie Gray, about Farm Bureau's auto, home, and life options. 601-879-3699.
When you want your pine trees to grow a little happier and a lot healthier, call on Holcomb Aerial Service. When your crops need dusting, think Holcomb Aerial Service. From the farm to your own pine forest, Holcomb Aerial Service will stimulate growth, eradicate pests, and preserve the value of your crops. Call Holcomb Aerial Service at 601-668-6200. That's 601-668-6200.
Jackson's Hot FM 94.6, and that was what?
No. WYAB 103.9.
Yeah.
Mississippi Stimulating Talk.
That was dire straits. I played that a million times on the radio at 94.
I think I've got that one on one of those big black CDs. I think they call them albums.
Okay, this just released from Congressman Benny Thompson on his Facebook page. House Republicans' SAVE Act would block nearly 70 million women from registering to vote just because they changed their name after marriage. That's not protecting democracy. That's voter suppression. Voting is a fundamental right, and I won't stand by while they try to silence women in the ballot box.
Bull.
Democrats have lost their mind. And if you think Republican is passing a bill that his wife can't vote, look, ain't no policy.
Well, look, and I just got a text asking me to call Cindy Hyde-Smith about the SAVE Act and how we need to stop this voter suppression.
Well, here's what I got.
Cindy, back it.
But here's the thing. A politician, Republican or Democrat, needs every vote he can get. The only time he wouldn't want his wife's vote is if they were getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, he ain't going to cut anybody out, you know?
And you know what? Husbands and wives, names change all the time. It's a matter of just showing up and getting your new ID that you're going to need to fly, that you're going to need to cash a check. I mean let's be real.
I mean, Benny just running his mouth.
Well, when you don't have anything to stand on, you have to grab for straws.
And, they recently put up the picture that I've spoken of many times of the January 6th day where Republicans and people are laying on the ground and Benny's just sitting in the chair like he orchestrating and watching the event, knowing that what was going on was a sham.
It wasn't like what they did, blowing up parts of the Capitol, like the summer of peace and love, burning down.
That's just like the Tesla plants. They're and Tesla cars and Tesla. I mean, they're attacking something. We were doing this last, 4 years ago? They were burning down the cities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, and we let it go. Try it now. I'm sure Trump would show up on cities. I mean, the Tesla plants are.
And I believe that the Republicans would prosecute people from the right just as well as from the left.
Man,
but we tend to give people who have special statuses a little break if you're in a protected class.
There is no protected class.
Well,
is there?
I believe DEI and political correctness are still alive, even though Trump was in office and talking, we're shutting us down.
And I saw where some school districts in Mississippi are still practicing DEI,
mm-hmm.
although federally it's illegal. Did the state pass anything?
Not that I'm aware of. I'll have to look.
They did. I mean, what did they do? They didn't do anything while they were in town.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do anything.
Well, now school districts, remember that falls at the county level. It's not necessarily at the state level, but the folks there at the Capitol could institute a lot of things that the county would have to pick up.
Oh, well, it's like
HB 1250, putting the Bible back in the classroom since it's in our state constitution.
Well, it's like he's talking about the federal government cut out 137. I think that's what Delbert said, $137 million out of our school system, public
Mm-hmm.
school system, which my question to you is, if that's the case, and it's $137 million, then what we need to do is shrink down what we have to do. Less and less kids are going to school anyway. But first thing you could do is let's address all these districts we have in the state. You could shrink the districts down and not like Madison County has 2 districts.
Mm-hmm.
Hinds County has 3, Clinton, Jackson, and the Hinds County district. And all of these are run by groups of people, like, for instance, the
bureaucrats.
The top person there is probably making, in Jackson, I think he makes $700,000 a year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then in Madison County, they're probably making, so I think that's the highest paid one. But I mean, these superintendents make tons of money, more than the governor in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
And, my question is, I mean, in Canton, Mississippi, do you really think that our superintendent in Canton, Mississippi should be making $600,000, $700,000 a year
No.
to produce an F?
No.
Okay. And so and if we go through the Delta and all these other counties, if we just shrink that down, all of a sudden you're fixing the system, because along with them, they have administrative staffs in their office, this, that, and the other. And
The assistant to the assistant.
the assistant to the assistant. In Madison County, you only need one superintendent. Then you need one person to handle each building, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Which I always thought it was the principal that handled the building, but
you would think that.
But they need, you'd have a directive assistant who reports to this. I mean, it's still bureaucracy, but it would be less people and run it more efficiently, because these people, you start getting rid of the dead weight out of the room.
You sound like you're doing a commercial for Doge.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Well, exactly. It's Moj, as
Mississippi,
as Shad White says. It's Moj. But I mean, we don't have the money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we don't. We put in $1, we get $2.48 from the government. Now the government has reduced our $2.48. If we'd done the healthcare, if we did Medicaid expansion, they'd give us an extra $3 billion right off the bat, because they'll fund it for the next 3 years, and then they'll pull the money back.
Yeah, but back to the schools. My hat's off to the system, because Mississippi's 4th and 8th graders are now number 1 in the nation.
I got Micah Gober online here. He just says $600,000 to run a school into an F rating. I can do that. I don't know if I could.
Well, because I bet you it wouldn't be an F.
It wouldn't be an F, because I would look at you and say, you got to be able to do math. You got to be able to write.
Basic reading, writing, arithmetic.
I mean,
the 3 R's.
We get the 3 R's going, we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll explain history to you, and you'll start to understand it. What? I don't get it. I don't understand why everything is so hard.
It feeds upon itself. Bureaucracy. They grow the government.
And
on our break there, the news, they were talking. Chuck Schumer was talking about how the Trump tax cuts are tax cuts for billionaires. Yeah, they got a little bit, but we, the average American, got a lot more out of those tax cuts. And that's why we need these tax cuts.
Oh, yeah.
Taxes are nothing more than theft from us to pay the mafia, the government.
And if you're in the sound of my voice in the state of Mississippi, Trump is trying to put wealth in your pocket, because we're mostly middle class and below. And he is trying to prop up us with the things that he is doing. And you may not see it now, but 6 months to 8 months from now, you're going to start seeing more money in your pocket. You're going to know your money's going to start going further over time. And he wants to make the middle class part of a wealthier nation.
Well, look what happened already. The price of eggs, the price of petroleum, they're all going down.
Well, it's like gas is already down, and we haven't hit the drill oil yet.
That's right.
And we were at $57 a barrel yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's fixing to start reflecting at the pumps as soon as we buy up all the expensive gas.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to put the small man out of business, but that's the reality.
And tariffs, yeah, nobody likes them, but we're matching them dollar for dollar. If they go to zero tariffs, Trump will go to zero tariffs on them.
I mean, we can't send something out of the country because they won't take our cars, they won't take our beef, they won't take our this, and everything we send to their countries, they're putting a tariff on. All we're doing is returning the favor. Meanwhile, all of these 75 nations who are now working with us, the only thing on their mind is usins coming to war and protecting them in case there's a war breaks out. Because that's what we do. We show up with money, and we show up with people who can fight a war for you. So, I mean, and that's got to stop. That's got to stop. We pay for it, and nobody pays us back.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's take another break here on WYAB, and we'll be right back with more riveting information.
Riveting. 103.9 WYAB.
Yazoo Valley Electric Power Association wants you to stay away from downed power lines. Downed power lines carry the risk of deadly electric shock, even if the broken wire is not sparking. If a wire is crossing a road or driveway, avoid the area and keep others away. If you see a downed power line, back away and call your utility company or 911. When you call, be prepared to provide the specific address or location of the downed power line so a repair crew can get there as quickly as possible. This safety message brought to you by Yazoo Valley Electric Power Association.
The weather is heating up and the deals are even hotter at Mazda of Jackson. Right now at Mazda of Jackson, you can drive home your dream Mazda with low financing rates available. 2.9% for 72 months on most models, or finance 36 months and pay just 0.9%. That's right, 0.9%. Experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability. It's time to choose Mazda. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road in Jackson.
Your pie and Gluckstadt is adding to the family. No, not like that. It's the new pizza shop sandwiches, like the Italian featuring pepperoni, ham, bacon, black olives, feta, mozzarella, red onion, and that secret ingredient,
Oregano. You mix in something called oregano. Oh, oregano.
Some tasty chicken creations, too, like the chicken bacon ranch served with house-made jalapeno ranch. And as always, express your inner pizza, too. Your Pie Gluckstadt, across from Germantown High School.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty. Call us today for your free quote, 601-939-7420, or online at mypureairconsultants.com.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's is a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
If you're a parent or grandparent, you should know that even though Mississippi is ranked as the unhealthiest state in the country, we have the highest vaccination rate for our children and grandchildren. Many of us blindly trust the medical establishment, and now it's time to question vaccine safety. Mississippi Parents for Vaccine Rights is a grassroots organization working to educate the public and lawmakers about this important topic. Be informed. Go to mpvr.org. Like us on Facebook to stay up to date on the latest information. That's Mississippi Parents for Vaccine Rights, mpvr.org.
I'm Sean Yurtcron, and I've spent nearly 20 years in the courtroom, first as a prosecutor in Hinds County, now fighting for my clients as a defense attorney. I know how the system works, and I know how to protect your rights. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call me at 601-862-1320 or visit me at onetextlaw.com. That's onetextlaw.com. Serious cases need serious defense. And remember, just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. Let's get to work.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
I'll see you around my hometown. I'll see you around my hometown.
We're back on the Good Fight here. Chip Mathews in with Ron Eller, talking about what's going on. That guy's name this morning was Shouty Mac. People are commenting about his ability to speak, I guess. But you got to put people on the air that are going to talk about real issues. And since we're running a little bit behind, Ron, we're going to take another break and be right back and wrap this thing up for today, right here on WYAB.
Got to pay the bills.
Back and wrap this thing up for today.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
Maybe we don't have to do that. We have overplayed our hand here. But anyway, here we are on WYAB. Ron, I guess we're talking for 9 minutes. I don't know what I've done. I've done something that I normally don't do. But anyway.
Well, we're without an engineer today.
Yeah. We'll probably cause all kind of chaos and problems. Sorry, Matt. But anyway, coming up next is the Sean and Lindsay show. I forgot what they call it. Crossing over, I believe that's what they call it, where the Democrats and Republicans get together and talk about things without raising their voice.
I find that hard to believe.
Well, you know, how about man versus woman without raising your voice? That's another thing altogether.
Yes, dear.
But anyway, we're here. We're live. We're doing the thing. I have. There's dead air on the radio. Thank you there, Ron. Thank you there. I have messed up the computer.
We're back up?
No, we're not. We're not back up. So,
Chris Hinkle's calling me.
Yeah, I was going to talk about Chris Hinkle.
Hello, Chris.
Let's see if I can find somebody in the building.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
And we're... We're back here on The Good Fight with Jameson Haygood. Yes. Thank you, Matt, for
fixing our technical errors.
Yeah, I got a little bit too fast on the trigger there. Hit extra commercials when I didn't need to. But anyway, we're having a good time here on WYB. Chip Mathews, Ron Eller, and of course, Lindsay and Sean are next with the Crossing Over.
Mm-hmm.
This afternoon at 4:00. It's The Good Fight with Jameson Haygood.
And you mean Kim Wade?
Oh yeah,
Chris Hinkle.
Chris Hinkle. Chris Hinkle is filling in tomorrow.
For Kim Wade.
For Kim Wade, Radio Strongman. He is what, the watchman on the wall? And then, of course, we're filling in for Jameson Haygood, and he'll be back tomorrow, and he'll be glad to be back since I am having
technical difficulties.
Oh, yeah. But I'll see y'all Monday morning at 6 a.m. every day of the week.
Well, my children can tell you, if it's electronics and I touch it, you're in trouble.
Okay. So to finish this things up, we need to be thinking about what we're going to do in the special session besides the budget if they want to add some things to it. And I think the ballot initiative is the most important thing.
I can't argue that. But I'd also like to see them pick up, putting the Bible back in every classroom.
Yeah, those are easy things.
And, I have one other that really hits home for me. The NRA National Convention is getting ready to happen in Atlanta, Georgia, the 24th through the 27th of April. But I would say Mississippi needs to say anybody that has a concealed carry permit, any state territory, has reciprocity in our state. We're denying them their constitutional rights. Their driver's license, marriage license, et cetera, are good here. Their concealed carry permit needs to be good here. Let's back the Second Amendment. Let's put the Bible back in every classroom. Let's stand up Mississippi against all the tyranny.
Okay, let's see if I got this right. He wants us to talk. Hinkle sent me something. He wants us to talk about his guests tomorrow. Do you know who they are?
No, I don't. I got that same text. Promote the guests.
Okay.
Who are they?
But anyway, we ain't got much time left. But let's just realize that we need to fix the ballot initiative. We need to fix everything. You are a part of the government, and you're part of the government when you are not elected to office, is to go vote. So you need to be thinking about voting real soon, thinking about getting out and getting the people to the polls. And in some of these elections, the Democratic strategy is to just get more people out to vote. I can promise you Chokwe will have more votes, and it will be close between him and John Horn. And that's that.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to get out and fight it to fix it. And then, of course, in the general election, we got to get more people out to vote because Mr. Kim Wade needs your vote.
That's correct.
And you'll get them in. Okay, so Hinkle, he's got I can't read all that.
He's got a bunch of folks.
He's got Chris Salzado. He's got Mark Mitchell with the Ronson Report. He's got Emerald Robinson, ex-White House correspondent with Newsmax.
He has got a big lineup. You need to tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, and he'll be filling in for
Radio Strongman, Kim Wade.
Yes.
Next mayor of Jackson, Mississippi.
Yes, and I really hope so. And then I hope to be the next mayor of Canton if we get very, very, very lucky. But right now they have a Democratic primary coming up, and we got to make sure the Democratic side is someone better than the school teacher who has been suspended from teaching school for 10 years and changing test scores, because her goal is to get the law firm, and I'm calling them the firm in Canton. There was an old firm that used to be the firm, but this is the firm now. And they want to control the school money. They want to control CMU, and they want to control the money that's coming into Canton. Canton can be Oxford, Mississippi, if I can get control of it. And when I mean that, I mean the square can be back to normal. The people can be there, and you would want to move and live there because it's cheaper to live there than anywhere else. But anyway, that's going to do it for us. We're about to get up and get out of here, and hopefully we haven't destroyed the station and it isn't going to explode. I'm Chip Mathews. He's Ron Eller. We'll see you next time
on WYAB.